That's just how it is when you're living holy. Fringed up gang, yeah, I keep them on me. Couple bottles for the team, we gon' sip them slowly. Cause that's just how it is when you're with the brodies. We ain't really about to trip and better act right. Everybody in the building screaming, that's right. Each day, feast day, turn it up like DJ replay, turn it up like, turn it up like.
Hold up, this right here for the OGs that raise my glass to heaven to destruction of my enemies. And you know I'm never solo, got the whole team. All I gotta do is turn the whole team up. Yeah, the Jews in the building. We party hard for the Lord. Don't give a damn when nobody thinking we sober. Eyes open and we know that the world hating. So don't get it twisted. We always vigilant. Ay, let the saints praise the Lord for his grace. Got real brothers on my left, on my right. Yeah, we on that brotherhood and unity. We focus on the kingdom and no hatred, see. The last of a dying up a chosen seed. We moving back where we was, how we supposed to be. In the midst of the gods, in the midst of kings. And you know how we do.
That's just how it is when you're living holy. Fringed up gang, yeah, I keep them on me. Couple bottles for the team, we gon' sip them slowly. Cause that's just how it is when you're with the brodies. We ain't really about to trip and better act right. Everybody in the building screaming, that's right. Each day, feast day, turn it up like DJ replay, turn it up like, turn it up like.
Turn it up, bro. Hey, that's my song, that's my jug. When I swervalize, it mean I got some tap in my cup. When I ask you what it do, that means what's cracking, what's up. If a beat got bass in it, I say behemoth in the trunk. No, there ain't nothing like a feast day. It'll snatch your evil spirit off you like a prepaid. You be driving trucks and stuff, you just got off the freeway. Yeah, you in the spirit, my dude, that's almost 3 hours away. Glad that you made it. Let's go through the playlist, somebody play this. Something to eject you out, you'll see everybody in here famous. Got his Bible marked up so much look like the yellow pages. Fit to take us up out of Egypt, that's why we celebrate. Fresh as Trader Joe's with my friend John Go. From IUIC San Diego, but we don't snow. Went from being around the homies to being around the bros. But what's funny is we still speaking code.
That's just how it is when you're living holy. Fringed up gang, yeah, I keep them on me. Couple bottles for the team, we gon' sip them slowly. Cause that's just how it is when you're with the brodies. We ain't really about to trip and better act right. Everybody in the building screaming, that's right. Each day, feast day, turn it up like DJ replay, turn it up like, turn it up. That's just how it is when you're living holy. Fringed up gang, yeah, I keep them on me. Couple bottles for the team, we gon' sip them slowly. Cause that's just how it is when you're with the brodies. We ain't really about to trip and better act right. Everybody in the building screaming, that's right.
Don't have much, got a little bit. Struggling hard, can't handle it. 11 in your life, get rid of it before you realize that you're no more. Sure, you know left from right. I know you get tired inside, but gotta go through the fire. That's when the rest right 2 and verse 5. He compared God to my life, and once I repent, I'm purified. Shine my light, I'ma make it bright like I'm in the night, but I'm in the day. I'm turning from my ways, put me in my place where I seek your face. And now I'm out singing like, oh, look at me now, look at me now. Yeah, oh, we'll start from the ground, but look at me now. I noticed that things change once I repent. Yeah, turn away from my sins. Yeah, oh, look at me now.
My people going to war. We bringing out the fire. Those heathens we ignore. Cause we know that they're liars. I'm reading in the we reading in the they reading in the
Hey, hey, hey. Shalom, Most High in Christ. Bless everybody. You are tuned into In the Scripts.
Reloaded.
Hey, I'm Officer Yaqub, and to my left.
Officer Jacob.
To my right.
Officer Lavi.
To my left,
Officer Jacob.
to my right.
Officer Kashaw.
That's right. Hey, we are missing a few of our brothers, and indeed, we are missing a few of our brothers, man. Hey, we pray that everybody is at home and well. The explosive.
Yeah. Explosive.
It happens.
Muddy.
It
waters.
happens, yeah. What Dave Chappelle? Mud butt. All praises. Hey, but we miss our brethren, man, when they not here. Shema. We know, of course, Cap. I'll start with Cap. Cap will be back with us soon. But we know Shema, we praying for you, bruh. And we got one of the hardest working men in Israel, Karim.
That's right.
Yeah, he wasn't able to make it with us this evening, but we got a good show for y'all, for everybody that's tuned in. The title to the show today is Our Accuser is Cast Down. Our Accuser is Cast Down. And we know what we've been dealing with for the last 3 weeks, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, what we've been going through, what we've been dealing with.
Amalek getting his head split.
Amalek getting his head split. Amalek getting his head split.
Getting that work.
Yeah. So the scripture calls him, the accuser of his brother. So that's our accuser, but he's being cast down right now. I was watching earlier on an interview that Bishop did with the brother from Go Black to Africa.
Right.
And before closing out, Bishop showed something that happened at the same time that we were at the Barclays that Amalek was doing. And it looks like they were planning to ambush the Barclays Center and go in and do a whole lot of pressure and show out and blah, blah, blah. But like Bishop said, the sons of God showed up.
That's
Yeah,
right.
right.
Hey, and it was nothing but Patton Turner.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It was nothing but...
They looked a little deep, but we was deeper.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we ain't scared of that, man. Go. Look, if for all of y'all watching, if you have not read Judges chapter 7, read Judges chapter 7. And understand why we as Israelites ain't tripping about being in the thousands amongst millions or billions of people on earth, bro.
That's right.
We not tripping off of numbers. All we looking for is men with the heart and the desire to bring this kingdom down and to rule in that kingdom with our King Christ. That's right. We ain't worried about how many of them it was that was on them buses. They didn't get their asses off them buses.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, they didn't come over there where we was. You know what I'm saying? So all praises to the Most High, man.
Hey, they told the bus driver. The bus driver said, "Ain't this the stop?" They said, "No, keep going, keep
Right,
going.
right.
This can't be the right stop."
Yeah,
Right.
you
said the Barclays though, right?
Yeah, right.
He said, it's by Yiddish. Maybe you didn't
Right,
understand me.
right. Not happening. But we're going to start off. We're going to show the accuser being cast down, right? Because right now, for the past few weeks, at least with us, but really for the past couple of centuries, what was it, the 1800s, 1800s, when this whole term about anti-Semitism was brought about. I'm forgetting the time frame, but, the last couple of hundred years, this whole discussion about anti-Semitism is coming up. And Ye and Kyrie were both correct that we are Semites.
That's right.
We're Semitic people. So that means that if we're Semites as well, then if you can say that people are being anti-Semitic against you, then any and everything that they've done against us is anti-Semitic, right?
Right.
So we're going to cast down the imagination that everybody is attacking them. And tonight, we're going to show that they've been attacking us.
Right.
To the 25th power.
To the 25th power.
Right.
We're going to show it. So we're going to start off with a little video. This is one that had to be dug for, man, and Deacon actually shared this one with me. I appreciate you, Deacon, for sharing this with me. But let's let this play, and let's see what these demons look like against our people.
Sound? The sound? We get the sound?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any sound to it. Okay, it is. All right, here. Do this for me. Take it back. Let's pause. Take it all the way back to the beginning of the video. And let's set it up real quick so that people understand what's going on. Okay, so in this video, I don't know where they are. It looks like they, out at a gathering of some sort, restaurant. I'm not sure, but it looks like an outdoor patio. But this is a so-called black woman that's sitting there, and it looks like an Amalekite / Jewish / Israeli / red media / Edomite woman.
You're right.
Bends down and kisses her, right? Like she was cool with her. But as soon as she did that, this is an Amalekite, a Hebrew Israeli Amalekite, or a red Israeli Amalekite,
Right.
threw up on her. Watch how he throws up. Man, hey.
It was like
They know how to throw
go throw up on sight.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Throw up on a
Right.
command.
Go throw on site. Hey, the trajectory of this was very reminiscent to the movie
Exorcist.
The Exorcist, bro.
right.
I swear it looked like he had a tub full of guacamole that came out of his mouth. I don't know where it came from.
Split pea soup, huh?
Split pea soup. But let it play. Let it play. Watch. Now watch this. Look at that. Look at that.
After throwing up on her.
Yes. He threw up on the woman. She stood up, and instead of her leaving or making her exit, I don't know what happened. But then after that, when she bends down to pick something up, he takes a bottle and hits her. Listen to the sound of it. Let it play again. He cracked the woman in the head with a freaking bottle. Wow. And you hear whoever it is that's filming it sounds like it's one of them because he laughed about it.
Right.
Like it was funny. So this is what it looks like when our people try to interject themselves into the circles of these damn troglodyte demons, man. Yep. Right. This is what it looks like. So this is anti-Semitic behavior.
Absolutely.
Right.
Why? Because she looks, if she's so-called black woman, a Negro, she's Semitic.
That's right.
Everything that he did was total assault. Yes, sir.
This is the reason why we need our own media platforms.
Yes. That's
right. Because when you look at Kyrie, right, he's been being dragged across all major media platforms for sharing a picture to a movie. He didn't put no words. He didn't put no comment. I also heard a lot of people misspoke and say he shared the link. He did not share the link.
He shared the picture.
He just took the screenshot and put it on his Twitter.
Right.
But when this Jewish man commits actual physical assault and violence against one of our sisters, a real crime with real tangible effects, nobody knows about this.
Right.
That's a shame. And I'm trying to keep it together because something like this is a flame in my spirit. You know what I'm saying? To think that you can violate us like that with no consequence.
Right.
Then they try to justify by saying, well, Kyrie, you have a platform, so you have a different standard than everybody else. But this man is literally cracking our sisters over the head with bottles and throwing up on command.
Right.
Let me get a script real quick.
Yes, sir.
Let me get Sirach chapter 10 and verse 12. 12 and verse 10.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Because you see how the woman bend down, get her sister a kiss, like she all friendly and so forth.
Right.
But that ain't the case. And our people got to learn that these so-called Jewish people, and with these Jewish people, these Israelis, so-called white men, they are not our friends. No. And until our people get that in their head, this is going to continue to happen. Right. Because I can guarantee you, one of us, we ain't going to be there with them.
Right.
Two, I ain't turning my back on you. Right. And you ain't kissing me. That's over with. Don't even touch me.
Right.
Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Read it again for the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans.
Never trust thine enemy.
You see that? The Bible says to never trust your enemies. Come on.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Because when you first get iron, it's sparkly. You know what I mean? It ain't got no rust to it, but after a while, that rust gonna start to show itself.
Right.
Keep reading.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself.
Though this woman, she wouldn't humble herself, went and kissed the sister. Read.
And go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Do what?
Beware of him.
The Bible say beware of him. Just like when you walk past a yard and you see that sign say beware of dog. You ain't finna go behind that fence because you know it's a big ass dog back there.
Right.
Same thing with these Jewish people. Beware of them. Come on.
And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass.
Has wiped the what?
A looking glass.
Now you gotta wipe this damn throw up off for you because you ain't paid attention to
ain't paid attention.
You ain't paying attention.
Right.
Read on.
And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
You gonna find out that he's still your enemy to this day.
All praises. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's just amazing you say that's like, because I guarantee this woman was Christian. You know, to let something like that walk, to let something like that slide, to not react, because it was a very humble reaction.
Talk straight in the
It was a
top,
very humble reaction when she got threw up on the first time.
Right.
She let him get close enough the second time to get hit with a bottle.
Right.
No inflammatory, but let a brother say something that she don't like. Nigga, you
Bring it out.
all that, right?
He would have never got that close.
Right, we never
Yeah,
get
nah.
that. Right.
That was white man Jesus in front of her, so he could do no wrong.
She felt blessed that Jesus touched her.
Because you know Christianity, the Jewish people are the chosen people of God. You know, we lucky to be in there because we the Gentiles. Right. If you don't shut it.
Hey, they let old dude put the spit on the other dude's face, so the sister probably thinking, oh, Jesus didn't throw up on me.
Yeah, right.
Cracked in the back of the head.
Damn. Hey, let's go to this next one, man. Let's go to the next one. The next video, which is now, let's start at the very top. This would be the first video that's on there. Yep. So let's check this out. Because again, this is a show of our people believing that we can be friends, family, and join with these demons, right? Let that play.
Has 100 Ethiopian Jews, including Samu and his family. Arriving at the age of 3, Esther, now 40, tells us about her school career in Beverly Hills.
I went to a Jewish private school from about 5 years old until I was about 14, right before high school.
Pause. Thank you. I don't have to state the obvious, right? But these would be the ones who we call the Falashas, all right? So for those who might not understand, it would be very good for you to study and learn some of the names of our people that are scattered into other lands, right? India, Iran, Iraq, even further up. So these are the ones that are from Ethiopia, and they're called Falasha people, right? They know, or they have an oral history that they are the Jews, and they tell of, how they even got into the land. But it's just one of those things where if she is a Jew, they moved from their land to Beverly Hills, and then she gets there in Beverly Hills and believes that she can dress like that. And then she walks into a Jewish school. And these are the things that we have to understand. That, give me Deuteronomy chapter 4 real quick before we go through this. I know I paused it in an awkward spot. But Deuteronomy chapter 4. This is our problem. Along with what the officer brought out, that we can never trust our enemies, this is what we were commanded to do. Deuteronomy chapter 4, start at verse 5.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5.
Read it out.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
The statute and judgment here is that a woman is supposed to be covered up. So you cannot live your life, right? Like, we as parents, we as men have to be the ones to guide our wives so that our wives guide our children and our house is in order. So that if our kids end up in a situation where they're in schools or surrounded by some of these children, they know how to conduct themselves in the midst of these people.
Right.
Because she came here at 3, well, why is she all of a sudden, however old she is, why is she there like that? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it shows that there's some wisdom that was not given to her, even early on, because it obviously is not stuck into the older age, right? Finish reading.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Read.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom.
Keeping of the commandments is seen as our wisdom.
That's right.
Read.
And your understanding in the sight of the nations.
So that's all I want right there. So us maintaining ourselves, never trusting our enemy, dressing certain ways, keeping feast days, all of those things are our wisdom and understanding in the sight of these demons. And that's what they're afraid of. They're not afraid of us standing on the corner calling them Edomites all day and so forth. You know what I mean? That's not going to stop nothing. No, when they see us, our houses is in order and we doing everything that we supposed to do, and we keeping the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus Christ, who they care nothing about.
Right.
That's what makes the nation fearful of us.
Yep.
That's what they scared of. Let it play. Let it play.
I went to a Jewish private school from about 5 years old until I was about 14, right before high school. It was interesting. I was the only black girl there. Everybody else was white around me. I remember that there was a rabbi in our school. Actually, he was a substitute teacher, and he came for the day. And I remember coming back from recess, and he stopped me in front of everybody, and he said, "Stop, what are you doing here?" And being an 8-year-old or 7-year-old, I think during that time, what would somebody answer? Of course, I go to school here. And he said, "Well, you're not supposed to be here." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because you're black." I think that's one of the moments when I actually realized that I was different from everybody else. I mean, I knew I was different, but I also knew that I was color different.
Eleni, an African-American Jew of Ethiopian descent, has also experienced
anti-Semitism at its finest.
Right.
And this is what we have to, this is what IUIC is standing in the streets peeling back.
Right.
This is what we're exposing, because this is anti-Semitism.
It's anti-Semitism, and it's who Esau is at his core. And until our people start to figure out that, you know, this is who this man is, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, this is who this man is. He hates you. It's a perpetual hatred. Let me get that Ezekiel 35:5. Because till we understand, we always gonna get that nigga wake-up call.
Right. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 5. Therefore, I'm in the wrong one. Yep. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Perpetual means ongoing, everlasting, will not stop. Read.
And hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Because, you know, just like that Donnie McClurkin song says, you know, you'll fall down and won't get up. See, we get up, and we're going to get up, but guess what? When the Most High come back and set this thing in order, they won't get up. It will be no end for them.
Yeah.
You know, so
You said Donnie McClurkin?
Don McClurkin,
You don't know who that is?
I don't know.
Oh, snap.
I'm lost in the sauce on this.
Right.
Hey, it's a good thing you don't know about him.
Good. What you got, LSJ?
I just wanted to say real quick, too, that it not only fits the definition of anti-Semitism, the true definition that we know, but it also fits the modern definition as well, because if the viewers remember, we talked about the new definition. Right. And one of the things it said was stopping people from self-determination.
Right.
When you look at what self-determination means, that means the ability to express who you are. We can prove, biblically speaking, that we are the Jews.
Right.
So when you stop this sister from feeling comfortable to determine who she is and express who she is, guess what? That's anti-Semitism by your own definition.
Right.
Can I get the script real quick?
Yes, sir.
Isaiah 59, let's read 10 and 11 real quick. Because this is one thing our people have to stop doing. To your point, officer, you talked about how they have a perpetual hatred for us. And we always going to look for the people who hate us to do right by us. That don't even make sense logically speaking.
No.
Let's read that real quick. 59 and 10 and 11.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 10. Mm-hmm. We grope for the wall like the blind, and we grope as if we had no eyes.
Read.
We stumble at noonday as in the night. We are in desolate places as dead men.
We grope, meaning what? We looking for all these different things. The same way a blind man walking through the house, he groping for the wall, meaning he reaching, he touching, but he has no clear guidance of where he's going. That's us as a people, because we don't understand that we are the Jews of the Bible. We grope in Christianity, we grope in Islam, we grope in all these various different things. Watch what the next verse is. Come on.
We roar all like bears.
What is that going into? That's the men. We cry out at the injustice that we go against the people. We roar, we speak out when we receive the hatred that you talked about. Read on.
And mourn, sore like doves.
This is the woman. We cry, right? We feel pain. The sister, you can tell she's choked up emotionally.
Right,
She's like,
right.
man, I was 7, 8 years old, and he spoke to me like this.
Right.
Watch this.
We look for judgment.
We look for what?
Judgment.
We look for judgment. We look for justice. We look, man, this happened to me and it was bad. Somebody do something about it. Read.
But there is none.
But there is none. There is no judgment. Why? Because we keep looking for it from those people that you mentioned that have that hatred for us.
That's
The
right.
judgment that we're going to receive is if we repent and keep God's commandments, the black Messiah is going to give us that true judgment in due
That's
time.
right.
That's right.
All
That's
praise. That's all I
right.
want, officer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. So let's go away from this. I just wanted that short piece of that. Let's go to this next one because
Look at
this is one of them people that is extremely excited, right, to be around these people.
Oh, God.
Now, this is a young brother. I don't, he does a little podcast. Everybody's YouTubers today, but he was excited to get an opportunity that was said to break the ice of something that had never been done. Right? Let's let this play and let's watch it and go through. And y'all see the timestamp, right? Y'all see the timestamp.
There's no going out.
It's not going out? Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. First time scoop inside.
Have you ever been inside a Hasidic synagogue before?
No. Are there any rules I should know? This has never been done before, I don't think. Am I the first? Okay, I'll say that question for later.
Bruh.
Wow. This is definitely a thumbnail.
Look at how they looking at him.
Everybody
Right?
looking.
So the thing, if you notice, when he was walking in the door, he was like, this has never been done before. And the Amalekite turns and looks at him and says, once you go in, you can never go out. And I'm like, bruh, and you still walk through them doors? Because if an Edomite tell me some mess, like I know I'm walking in a room full of nothing but Edomites.
Right.
I'm the only one like me in here.
Right.
And your statement when I walk in the door is, yeah, bro, once you come in here, you can't get out.
Hey, as another Edomite is walking out, he's like, what the hell
Yeah,
you mean?
right.
Right. And you never been in that building. You don't know the lay and how to escape and cut and duck. It's all bad for you.
But look at that look on his face, though. He is so happy to be around.
You want to
you.
know why? You want to know why he's so happy like that?
Why?
Because of white Jesus.
Yeah, right. Because of
He
why?
feels safe in there. Although he told him, if
Right.
you go in there, you ain't leaving.
He drank
Right.
the Kool-Aid.
He felt
thought that man-
safe.
and
Right.
He thought that man, we gonna take you to heaven with us. We
keep you
the children
forever.
of God.
Right.
And now you in. You and I click now.
Wow.
Hey, watch what old boy is about to say, though. So going in the door, he says, once you enter, you can never go out. He said a bunch of slick stuff. Let it play.
I don't think. Am I the first? Okay, I'll say that question for later.
Bruh.
Wow. This is definitely a thumbnail.
Soaking it in, baby. Soak it in. A few months back, and it's called Speaking Yiddish.
Look at that one to the right, y'all. Look at that one to the far right. Rewind it back just a little bit again. Rewind it back just a little bit. Look at the one, yep.
Yeah.
Look at that one to the far right, how he leaned forward on the table, and the one standing behind him, how they looking at this dude. The old man that's eating wouldn't even turn and acknowledge him.
That's hatred.
Yes. Would not even turn and acknowledge him. But more than that, watch what he says. Now, he's telling him, I ran into this young man in Crown Heights, and he was speaking Yiddish. So he went back and told them about it, obviously, right? So the old man is about to respond to it. But he saw this young black boy in Crown Heights speaking Yiddish, so he was like, yeah, come on down. Watch this.
In Crown Heights. And it went viral. He's the guy.
Pause. Take it back a couple of seconds and watch what he called this Negro in Yiddish. Go ahead.
He's the guy.
Pause. What did he call him?
Sausage.
He called him a pig.
Wow.
Remember, they have a term that they use in Yiddish for us, calling us pigs, but he's calling him sausage.
That's how they
Sausage.
translate on it.
Right.
Wow.
The boy is sitting here and giggling. You know Yiddish, bro. You know they just called you a nigger, right? They just called you a pig, right? You going, bro. Is what he telling his mans. His mans in them while you sitting there with him. Bro, y'all crazy as hell, bro. Right.
Or you know, you get invited to dinner, but you dinner, they probably say you sausage for
Right.
real.
Right.
You're sausage.
Right. Right.
You
Oh, the
gotta watch
cool.
out. Dimer might be in that mug somewhere.
Yeah, and that might be what he's saying. Oh yeah, there's some good sausage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's what they did to Nat Turner.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few slaves. There are stories you can read historically of Edomites in slavery taking our bodies and grinding them up. As a matter of fact, there's a book called The Delectable Negro, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, look it up and see if y'all can find a cover to that, man. I think there's a book that was written called The Delectable Negro. All BS aside. Let it play, though.
They used our skin for.
Bruh. all sorts of stuff. Oh my gosh. Guys, we're going into the mosh pit. Can I dance with you, man? Let's go, let's go!
Yeah. So y'all see how they jumping around right here, right?
Right.
Who else was jumping around with them like that?
He was.
Stoudemire.
Oh, yeah.
When Stoudemire jumping around here,
yeah,
they
yeah.
call him
Yeah.
sausage as well.
Right. Same thing.
Same thing.
Let it play.
See, we only can hang out with them.
Guys, we are getting inside look. I don't think there's any other content like this.
Watch
on
what he
YouTube
said.
right now.
Oh no, you're breaking down. Bro, so the idea of Judaism is not to get to heaven, but to bring heaven down to earth.
That's
And
really
in that,
interesting.
we're all the same, Jews, non-Jews. We're all on the same team in the sense that we're trying to bring heaven down to earth.
Pause right there. That's the end of that. Did y'all see what he said? We're all part of the same team, Jews and non-Jews. We're all part of the same team in the sense that we're trying to bring heaven down to earth. What is heaven on earth?
Rulership.
So what is he telling you? Our kingdom is going to last forever.
Yep.
Wow.
Because they know what the scriptures say.
Right.
Those people that had, as a matter of fact, shit, let's get it. Let's get it. Isaiah 14. Isaiah chapter 14. Now, it's funny that he would say that, understanding that there's never a time, well, oh, here it is right here. Look at this. Look at this.
The Delectable Negro. Human consumption and homoeroticism within a slave culture.
This is a real book where they talked about how to take Negroes, slaves, turn them into meat. And notice what it says, homoeroticism.
U.S. slave culture.
Meaning some Jeffrey Dahmer-ish.
Oh.
They're explaining that in this book. They would take our body parts and turn them into meat and eat it.
Sausage.
Sausage.
Yeah, this is a real book. So it ain't no joke at all. It ain't no joke at all. Yeah, give me that in Isaiah chapter 14. You know what I want? Isaiah 14 and 1. Come on.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
And so they look at this like in the viewpoint of them being the people. It's some of them, man. I can't give none of them a pass, but it's some of them who are dumb to the fact. Why? Because for so long they've just lived under the guise that they are the true chosen children of God. So it's some of their youngsters, some of their young folks, they just as dumb as these, these in America who don't realize that they people came over here and took the land from Native Americans and called it America and then paid $5 to get on the Dawes roll.
Right.
Some of them are ignorant to the fact, just being 100. So they think that this is speaking to them, right? But read it again.
And will yet choose Israel.
And will yet choose Israel.
And set them in their own land.
Uh-huh.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Uh-huh.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Uh-huh.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Read.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Hey, those last few lines, they blacked that out.
Right.
Yeah, they blacked that out in Tanakh.
Right.
Why? Because if they read that, they would understand that those first two parts are not speaking to them at all.
Right.
Because we are not their oppressors, they are our oppressors.
Right.
But this is what he thinks. So they know, okay, we trying to bring heaven down to the earth because they understand that means rulership. What you got? I thought you was about to say something.
No. You hit it on the nail.
Yeah.
And I got some. Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. The Edomite, the Amalekite, red devil said that, we're all the same, Jews and non-Jews. First of all, you ain't a Jew. You Amalek.
Right.
And we not all the same.
Right.
All right. And if like you were saying earlier, officer, if the brother that would have taught his daughter that from a young age, she would have been able to think back to that and would have had a different memory than like the one that you were saying, like of some of the trauma. You can tell that she was traumatized. That's because she didn't know who she was. She doesn't know that she is the Jew and the people that she was in school with are not Jews. Just to go back to that last point. But read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people.
No, to be the same as everybody, Jews and non-Jews alike.
To be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
And the reason why those Amalekites didn't come off that bus and talk to us, we know what the scriptures say, that we above them.
Right.
But the reason why they'll accept a brother like this coming in, because they like, oh, this dumb Negro, he don't know nothing.
Yeah.
He's just happy to be with us.
Yeah, he's just happy to be here. Hey, they grab their little kids and say, hey, look at the prophecy in Isaiah. They're cleaving to us.
Right.
I'm very happy to be here.
Right.
Hey, can I get a script real quick?
Yeah.
Hey, go to Deuteronomy 28, read verse 46. I want to land back off of a point you made, officer. You talked about Isaiah 14, about how they skip out that last part where it says that they shall rule over their oppressors. Right? Let's just give them the Holocaust just for devil's advocate, right? That would mean that the German and the Nazis were their oppressors. Watch this. Read this verse.
Deuteronomy. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
The they is talking about the curses. You can read that in verse 45. And they, the curses, shall be upon you for a sign. Read.
And for a wonder. And upon thy seed forever.
And upon thy seed forever. That's the key point. The Bible says the curses shall be upon the seed of Israel forever until Christ return and deliver us from the curses.
Right.
So now, if it's upon a certain group of people's seed forever, you have to examine human history and see who has always been in slavery.
Right.
Across every culture, across every time, what group of people have always been in slavery over and over and over and over and over again?
Right.
It damn sure ain't Amalek.
It ain't them.
So this right here, even if we give them the Holocaust, this right here disqualifies them as being the Jews. Because like you said, we never had them in slavery.
Right.
But we as blacks and Hispanics and natives, we can point to a part in history where every nation had us in slavery. So that right there show you who the real people are.
All praises. Absolutely. Hey, so we're going to keep pushing forward because this is another brother. This was just brought out this past Sabbath as well. The brother's name is, what's his, Nisi? It's like Nisi.
Nissan Black, or something like that.
So, yeah.
Nissan Black.
He our brother, man. But, hey, bro, you got, come on, bro. Let it go, man.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Nissan Black.
Nissan Black. Yeah, Nissan Black. So watch this. Let that play.
Nassim Black lives in Israel, but he spends his time traveling the world trying to inspire the next generation. Today, he's in Dallas, but no matter where he is, he's always wearing his identity.
It was for me, I had a very, very, very strong belief in
Now,
God.
Paul, I don't want to hold it too long, but I'm just tripping because he is dressed exactly like them.
Right.
He's talking in the exact same tone with the exact same and he's from Brooklyn, so he got the accent, but he's speaking there's a certain tone when it comes to Amalek, right, out of New York. So he's speaking in the exact same tone and slang as them, but for some reason, his hair don't quite have the two long curls that come off the end.
He got to get the extensions.
Yeah, right. Because his hair is it curl up too tight, bro, so he can't get
He got cornrows underneath there.
Yeah, you do.
He can't get them 2 little long curly locks, bro. It's like, bro, cut it out, man. Cut it out, bro. All right, let it play, man. I'm sorry.
I've only been Jewish for going on maybe 10 years. I've experienced way more anti-Semitism in the last 10 years than I have racism in the last 35 years of my life. The numbers are not even close. How many names I've been called, eggs that have been thrown at me, slurs that's been spewed to me in person and then online, forget about it. When everybody's at home in their own boxes and they feel they can say whatever they want, yeah, the amount of anti-Semitism I've experienced has been beyond.
See, that stuff right there is what gets me, man. Hey, let me get this. Let me get the most overused scripture, Proverbs 3:31, please, please,
bruh.
This right here, man. Our people, man, we do the most.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
What we just witnessed there was envy of our oppressors. Right. Our people don't know who the oppressor is. Right. So we trying to be like people that's trying to be like us. So he says, envy thou not who?
The oppressor.
And what else?
And choose none of his ways.
No, use his mannerisms.
Right. And choose none of his ways.
No, talk like him. Talk in the same spirit as him.
And choose none of his ways.
That's it, man.
Check it out. In the video, did he ever say where the anti-Semitism came from?
Right.
Right.
That's why I was confused.
He never said where it came from.
Right.
These videos be edited.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That anti-Semitism ain't coming from black folks because
Right.
he amongst Edom.
Right.
As a majority. He
Right.
said he been for 10 years. So for 10 years, you've been placing yourself around these Edomites. You've been catching hell from these damn Edomites.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's where you've been catching hell from, and it's why. Go to Nehemiah chapter 9 and verse 2. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 2. Our people gonna learn.
The book of Nehemiah.
Y'all gonna learn.
Chapter.
What your boy say? You gonna learn. Either we can do this the easy
You
way,
gonna learn today? Yeah.
or do this the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Read.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 9 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And the seed of Israel separated themselves from all strangers.
What the seed of Israel did?
Separated themselves from all strangers.
We did not mingle amongst them, and if we did, it was called this. Read.
And stood and confessed their sins.
It was what?
Confessed their sins.
For us to be mingled with the other nations, it is a sin.
That's right.
So we did that, but we repented of it. That's why we separated ourselves from them and confessed our sins and the iniquities of our fathers.
Real quick, read the first line of the next verse.
Verse 3. And they stood up in their place.
That's what we need to do today.
That's
Stand up in our place as the true Jew. Stop trying to assimilate within their customs.
Right,
Oh,
right.
I've been Jewish for 10 years. Negro, you've been an Israelite for 35 years of your life.
Right.
You got to stand up in your place and recognize that you are the true Jew. You are the real Israelites of this Bible. So start keeping God's commandments on our own. We don't need these systems to be right by God.
That's
all I
right.
want.
Because to assimilate to Judaism or to being Jewish is no different than Christianity.
Right.
Because the Edomites, they was wearing them hoods over here and oppressing us, calling themselves Christians.
Right.
And lying to us, giving us a white Jesus. Same thing they doing to them over there.
Same thing.
With the Jewish.
Same
no
thing.
different.
So let's see how far this goes. And all of this is digging into the expose. We're showing the accusations, but the whole time that we have our foot on their neck, we showing the hypocrisy of these people, how they could not possibly be the children of God. We're not going to go to this one. I want y'all to come out of this. I want y'all to go to that one of that. It says American Moses. It's a video. American Moses. American Moses.
One thing we can't say that Jake will try any other religion to try to get equality in identity, exactly. So our people, man, they wound up in the craziest of places.
Right. So now this is from an old talk show. This man, when you look at the timestamp on this is from how long does that say down there at the bottom? The date on it?
13 years ago.
13 years ago.
12 years ago.
Okay, so from 12 years ago, and it actually looks like it's from more, but it was probably uploaded just 12 years ago. It's an old show. It looks like a local cable TV show, right? It's right there in the corner. It's called Brooklyn Savvy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is an old show, right? But watch the interaction on the show and what this discussion is about.
Is that a Jake sister on the left?
That's Jake's sister on the left. Yep. Let it play.
Was it be a
Give
black
us
woman?
the very,
Some
give us
will
the
deny.
very start sound. Give us the very start with sound.
If you ask certain rabbis, was it be a black woman? Some will deny it. They'll say, even though the Hebrew actually says Cushite, she's from the
So
land
what's
of
driving the
Cush.
fact of the
Pause,
denial?
pause, pause, pause. He says, even though, so he says, some rabbis will deny that this is a black woman. You're going to hear in a minute which black woman they're talking about. So this tells you that they know. They said, even though the text in Hebrew identifies that this is a black woman, because the word that's being used to describe her is Cushai. Cushai is the Yiddish, or I believe it's Yiddish. It's a more current word. But Cushai is the same word as black. That's the word that they use for black. So they know that this woman being described is a black woman because of the terms that is being used for her in their Bible, in their language, right? Let it play.
Rabbis, was it be a black woman? Some will deny it. They'll say, even though the Hebrew actually says Cushite, she's from the
So
land
what's
of
driving the
Cush.
fact of the denial? I mean, it might be obvious to us, but what do you see as, when they deny the fact that Cushite black, why would a rabbi do that if it's so obvious?
Well, they'll say that just means she was beautiful. That it really doesn't mean black.
That's interesting.
Right.
That's
And what's
interesting.
also interesting is in the Bible, Miriam and Aaron.
Yeah,
Miriam was, I think she had leprosy because they had insulted Zipporah.
Pause.
So
who are they talking about?
Miriam.
They talking about Miriam.
Right.
They're talking about the history of Miriam, and what he's saying is that some rabbis will deny the fact that they see the word Cushai to mean black and say that, oh, it just means that she's beautiful. And guess what? Why they're denying it?
Because if Miriam is black, the Israelites are black.
Absolutely.
And all the Levites and Kohens and all of
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely. So they know this. But in this instant, they're using it because there is a ton of Jewish rabbis who sleep with black women.
Wow.
And so they deny that the word Cushai means black woman so that they in their conscience can be okay with laying down with our women, but they'll vomit on them and hit them over their heads with bottles.
The hell is this? Wow.
This is these people. Right. Their book says that Miriam was Cushai. He just said because it says that she's leprous, and so he's using it to try to spin it. Leprous means that she turned white, so they know that she's a black woman.
Right.
Let me get a scripture.
Go ahead, bro.
This is why the Lord said this. Get Psalms 50 and 16.
These damn devils, bro.
This is why he said, don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my people. Read. Yeah.
The book of Psalms, chapter 50 and verse 16. But unto the wicked.
Unto who?
The wicked.
And if you don't know, the wicked is you, Esau.
That's
Edomite, Idumea, Amalek, that's you.
God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
What are you doing speaking my words, touching my book, handling my scriptures? You don't know what they mean, first of all. And then when you do know what they mean, you're going to hide them from the actual people who they're supposed to mean something to.
Yeah.
Read.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
Because you can't speak about this covenant because it ain't for you. It's for the people that you hate. Read.
Seeing thou hatest instruction.
Just like you hate the people, you hate the instructions. You don't do what this Bible says. Read.
And casteth my words behind thee.
Hey, jump to 19.
Verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
That's all they're good for, is to frame deceit. That's what they do. That's it.
Hey, that part that said, seeing thou hatest instruction, in the other video with the brother that went up into the so-called Jewish synagogue, whenever he was going up in there, one of the questions he asked the Amalekite, he said, yo, what's the rules up in here? Amalek said, there is no rules. I'm like, what? Damn. I was like, what are you talking about? Y'all ain't got no rules up in here? Y'all ain't got no laws up in there? It's just do as thou wilt, huh?
Hey, Kashai, get 21. Get verse 21. This how the Most High got a sense of humor.
Verse 21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself.
Because the Most High let them go on for so long, being so wrong.
Right.
That they think that he on the same team with them, right?
Right.
The Most
That's
High,
what I was saying earlier. They honestly believe that God is on their side. Right.
Yeah, so God is like the ultimate April Fool's Day. Watch this, read.
But I will reprove thee.
I will do what?
Reprove thee.
I'm going to jack you up, read.
And set them in order before thine eyes.
Just like Revelation 2 and 9 say, just like Revelation 3 and 9 say, they're going to kiss our feet at the end of the day.
That's
Like
right.
Romans
That's
9 say as well. Romans 9 say the same thing.
Right. Hey, real quick, go back to Psalms 50. Go back to verse number 17. Read that again.
Verse 17. Seeing thou hatest instruction.
Seeing that you hate instructions. What instructions are we talking about in conjunction with this video, right? Seeing that thou hatest instructions. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. Let's see.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Now, give me Genesis chapter 28 and verse number 7.
Genesis chapter 28 and verse 7.
Start at 6.
Verse 6. When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob, and sent him away to Padan Aram to take him a wife from thence.
Why? Because Jacob was commanded, do not take a daughter of these Canaanite women, as we read in Deuteronomy chapter 7. So his mother said, look, man, it's going to kill me if this boy takes a daughter from one of these Canaanite heathen women. So send him up there to my brother, to Laban, and get a woman from up there amongst our people. Right? That's what's going on here. Keep reading.
And that as he blessed him, he gave him a charge, saying, thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan.
This is the instruction that he was given, right?
Which they hate.
Which they hate. Read.
Verse 7. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother and was gone to Padan Aram. And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father.
Seeing that his parents would not be happy if they took a daughter of the other nation. Read.
Then went Esau unto Ishmael and took unto the wives which he had Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebajoth, to be his wife.
Right there. They hate the instructions of God. They would lie on the Bible and flip the story because Miriam was leprous. Oh, now since she's turned white, then y'all just cover it up. But y'all were calling her beautiful. Y'all are taking the word Cushite, which means black, and saying, oh, yeah, that just means she's beautiful, so that you have an excuse to lay with her, even though the law tells you clearly, y'all are not the children of God.
Right.
You can't bring me a Hamite, a Edomite, a Canaanite, a damn Moabite. Right. You couldn't bring me none of that. I got a beautiful, brown Ephraimite wife.
Right.
Straight out the tribe of Ephraim. She act like Judah, but she's straight out the tribe of Ephraim. That's what I got. I took one from my own people.
Right.
Why? Because I believe the Bible and I refuse to toss it behind my back. Y'all damn liars.
Right. Hey, real quick, let me say this real quick. To your point, the scripture you pulled off Yakub, it said that in Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Isaac his father. Then it says, then he went and got another nation, right? You got to think about the type of level of evil it takes to intentionally, not just you hate instruction just by, happenstance, you do your own thing. Because some people just used to doing their own thing.
Right.
But it's a deeper level. But to know the instruction, to know, and not only know the instruction, but to know if I don't do it, it's going to piss somebody off. And then get fired up in the spirit to do it anyway. That's a special type of evil right there. That's a special type of evil. Man.
See it at the job every day.
That's the type of evil that throw up on you.
Yeah. Right. They crack you in the head with a damn bottle.
Right. Smack you in the head.
But kiss you before.
Right. Give you a concussion over the head.
Yeah. Damn. Hey, finish playing this so we can hear the rest of these lies they're going to tell, man.
Interesting is in the Bible, Miriam and Aaron. Miriam was, I think she had leprosy because they had insulted Zipporah. The Zipporah character in the Bible is a very in a way, it's a minor character.
Yeah, I've not studied Zipporah at all.
But
Right.
what's interesting here is the guy the biblical character, this great prophet that led the Jews to the promised land,
Right.
he was in a mixed marriage.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't easy for him.
Now, one of the characters asked Southie, did you marry your wife because of a sense of rebellion? And I'm sure that comes up a lot in interracial relationships, especially if a white man is dating a black woman. You know, you're trying to look like you're hot and happening. I mean, how did...
That is a...
And why did you bring that into the book? I mean, because that shows a lot of...
I brought it into the book because somebody had actually said that to me. And I've been married over 20 years, and when they said it to me, it threw me. I was like, then I had to analyze. When somebody says something directly to you, you know, like your breath is bad, you know, it's like, is it my breath, you know? So when somebody said you married her out of rebellion, I literally thought about it for a couple of weeks. I mentioned it to my wife. You know, you think I married you out of rebellion? And
this is the exact same story.
Yeah.
Somebody called him on his crap and said, bro, you only married her out of rebellion. Why? Because you are the seed of Esau.
Yeah, he rebellious.
Right. You were raised knowing you wasn't supposed to lay with no black woman. Here you are, a rabbi.
Hey.
And you went and found a black woman who y'all call the children of Ham?
Right.
Come on, bro.
Hey, let me get a script real quick.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Let me get Matthew 15 to verse 4.
This is casting down our accuser. They say that we the worst at it, that we the most rebellious, so forth. Nah, damn.
Because what we read earlier, what you was reading earlier, officer, that Rebecca had told Isaac not to go and get a wife. Hold on, was it Isaac? Jacob. To go and get a wife of another nation. But Esau went and done it anyway.
Right.
Read this.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 4.
Come on.
For God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother.
Do what?
Honor thy father and mother.
That's a commandment. And what we read in Psalms, that they casted the Bible behind them. They ain't trying to keep none of these laws.
Right.
Read on.
Honor thy father and mother. And he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death.
And if you don't honor what your father and mother tell you, the Bible say let him die to death.
There it is.
And guess what, Esau? You gonna die to death.
You gonna die to death.
Hey, you know what I find remarkable? Like, I'm sure they read Genesis 25 and 25 before, right? When they saw that, you know what, this man got red skin. They was probably turning red while they was reading. Looked in the mirror and said, surely that's not talking about.
Oh, yeah, they know. They know. Yeah, they know.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something else. Give me Psalms 147, verse 19 to 20. This is what they know.
Oh, yeah, they know.
This is what they know. This is why way back in Genesis, he went and done the opposite of what his parents told him.
Right.
Read it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 19.
Read.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word unto who?
Unto Jacob.
Esau.
Jacob.
Read.
His statutes and his commandments unto Israel.
Read.
He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
You see that? Even for the punishments, they have not known them.
Right.
Because the laws was never given to them. In their spirit, way back in Genesis, they knew that the laws wasn't given to them. It was only given to the Israelites, man.
I'm going to make it real quick. Amos 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
3. Same thing. Let me go ahead and land back off of that. Because when you see Esau, whenever they marry Jake, they brothers come and say, hey, man, listen, you must have forgot. We the sons of Esau. You did it out of rebellious. You don't love her.
Right.
It's like, bro, you just rebellious. You just like me. You just like your daddy, so on and so forth. He's letting them know we Esau. You know, he's like, so just slap out. He's like, nah, cut it out, basically. Cut the, you ain't lying. You just lying to yourself. But when our people do it, what we get? You know, end up dead somewhere.
Right.
Slapped over the head.
Right.
They didn't call you a nigga in bed. They didn't doing all this kind of stuff. You go to their family. Their family like, man, like the Edomite did. Throw up on you at the dinner table.
Right.
Right. Watch this. Read.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1.
Read. Just read 3:3.
3:3. Can two walk together?
No, two.
2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
So that's why it doesn't work, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, whenever you try to follow up behind their ways and marry outside of your nation. The Most High judges you for that. He judges us, and we see it all the time. There was a sister, the sister went overseas, ended up dead. Yeah. Messing with these day naps. The sisters end up kidnapped by the Edomite in whatever city whatever state that was in. because they delve in, or they in these situations like the older sister was, where they surround themselves with Edomite men or other nations. Keep reading. Or was that the end of that?
That was
yeah. That was
okay.
the end
That
of
was the end of it. Yes,
yep,
sir.
Yep. All right. So before we go to the break, we're gonna play the last piece of this video because I want y'all to hear what the outcome was. All right. And straight out of this, after we hear the outcome, just go ahead and roll into commercial. Let it play.
Somebody said you married her out of rebellion. I literally thought about it for a couple of weeks. I mentioned it to my wife. You know, you think I married you out of rebellion? And she said kind of yes, or it's because I'm good in the bedroom.
Right. No, she made those steps right. But you know what? We're going to have to break, and then we're going to pick this up right where we left off. We'll be right.
So his wife said,
if you ask certain rabbis,
I do think you married me out of rebellion. But our ass was there for 20 years at this point.
Wow.
Let's go to commercial.
Wow.
You are tuned in to In the Scripts.
Reloaded.
With the Feast of Tabernacles just weeks away, IUIC is now presenting Feast of Tabernacles Boom Card Decks. The perfect tool to teach your little prophets and princesses all about the Feast of Tabernacles. These Tabernacles Boom Card Decks are available in both English and Spanish. Grab yours today by visiting www.boomlearning.com/author/IUIC.
It looks more like a military group than anything else, but I'll read what they have.
You said something about it looked like something.
An army.
What make you say that?
Because look, it's like military style.
Why do you support Kyrie?
I'm pretty impressed. I heard it from about a mile away, so I had to come over. Okay. How many men?
Uncle was there where you left. Your auntie was there where you left. Cousin was there where you left. Brother was there where you left. Sister was there where you left. Father, your mother, your uncle, your auntie, your cousin, your brother, your sister was there where you left. 12 tribes! 12 tribes! 12 tribes!
There's something that was said that has never been done or seen before. Unity of our people. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. Is that right, brothers? We are the Israelites the Bible speaks of, and we will not apologize. We're going to teach this truth come hell or high water. Christ said the gates of hell shall not prevail against us. I want everybody to understand that. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 3, the Lord said, endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Let's hear it. Unity! 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 And we will not ever bow the knee or apologize. So at that, brothers, who's the king? Christ! Who's the king? Christ! Who's the king? Christ! Will Christ! Will Christ! Will Christ! Will Christ! Unity! 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 Who's the king? Christ! Who's the king? Christ! Who's the king? Christ!
IUIC Boom Cards are fun, interactive digital activity quiz cards for children ages 2 through 10. Our Boom Cards offer an educational product that is the first of its kind. We have decks in English and Spanish, tailor-made for young Israelites to learn our history and commandments. You can use them in your homeschool classroom and after-school assignment, or even on the go. The intuitive, easy-to-maneuver digital learning features found on our Boom Cards are self-correcting, allowing children to learn without their parents' help. Anytime you have an internet connection, you can fill your child's idle time with profitable and true biblical teaching. You can access IUIC Boom Cards on any mobile device or computer at www.boomlearning.com/author/IUIC. You can also download the Boom Cards app on the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, or even on your Kindle. Righteous digital activities and study tools for your children are now available through IUIC Boom Cards.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word, His word, His word, His word.
They probably can hear us online.
Hey, can we get God? Hey, man, what? Man, come on, hey, come on now,
Come
dog.
on now, dog.
Hey,
They
come
back there
on.
shooting marbles.
Right, they back there shooting. Hey, I'm sitting there talking like a mug, like, yeah, you know. All praise. Hey, we are back for the second half of the show.
That's right.
So in this second half, typically we go in and we deal with history, right? But I want to do something different. So this is going to deal with bumping. I ain't even going to try to sound intelligent. Look, we're just going to touch on some stuff that's going on right now, right? That's more closer to our period of time that people may not know. Again, that's showing the hatred from them, right? And we are going to start from a historical perspective and bring it into now. So let's go to, if y'all look there, y'all see what's posted. It has yellow highlights. It has yellow highlights. The first line on it says the most recent full-scale discussion. The most recent full-scale discussion. You see that? Nope. No. Let's go out of those. It's going to be up above that, y'all.
Strike two.
Up above that.
Y'all brothers got it.
No, sir. Not.
Ooh.
All right. Can y'all go to the channel and look? It's what's there right behind the interview that we just watched coming out of the first segment.
Hey, while they looking for that, hey, for all our people that's watching at home, make sure y'all hit the like button and ignore these goofballs that's up in the comment section, man.
Are they end up being goofy?
Yeah, being super goofy, man. But as the Israelites is waking up and going all throughout the earth teaching this doctrine, we know we're going to have the other nations, coming against us. But when we got one of our own people talking against Northern Kingdom, talking about how they get straight hair. Out of all the things that our bishops, our deacons, our officers, captains is doing, and how you see that they moving in the spirit, waking up Israel, the only thing you can think about is why their hair straight.
Right,
Come on, bro.
why their hair straight.
Hey,
stop being goofy.
Tell them what tribe you from.
Hey, man, I'm from the tribe of Gad.
So there go for Native Americans having straight hair.
What tribe you from?
I'm from the mighty tribe of Gad.
Mighty tribe of Gad.
Hey, man,
so what are they talking about? Look, and you light skinned.
And I'm light skinned.
With woolly hair.
With the wool.
Come on,
I don't know what
they talking about, man.
If this is a male, your old lady, she got weave in her hair.
Damn.
And if you a female, you got weave in your hair. Cut it right.
Damn. Raccoon weave.
Hey,
Hyena hair.
if y'all want to see anything, go look up these two things. Google search Blake Griffin father, right? Google search Blake Griffin's father, and then from there look up Blake Griffin's son. Google search those two things for y'all that don't believe that we can not look any different than just being black with woolly hair, man.
Right.
Look that up. Blake Griffin's father, then look up Blake Griffin's son.
Right.
We'll leave that right there. Let's deal with this right here real quick, though.
Zoom in just a little bit, brothers.
So now what this is dealing with, there is a rabbi, his name was Moshe Maimonides. Deke brings him out, he's taught us about him, a lot. But this is, his name was Moshe Maimonides. They also call him Rabbi Rambam, right? But he's the one who really brought out the whole history or pushed the narrative that the so-called black are the children were cursed to be black because of the curse of Ham, right? He's saying that that's the reason that we're black. So he's the one that really pushes that narrative. So this is dealing with some of that ideology within the Jewish community. All right, let's read that.
It says, the most recent full-scale discussion of the highly pejorative images of blacks in the Babylonian Talmud is to be found in a work by the late black anthropologist St. Clair Drake, Black Folk Here and There.
So it was a Negro, an anthropologist, they're saying he's responsible for the most recent stuff, right? I could believe it. Go ahead.
The publication blurb for the book says it all. St. Clair Drake brilliantly uncovers the genesis of cultural and phenotype denigration of dark-skinned peoples in the Talmudic Judaic tradition.
Because this is what the church is going to, right? They want to deal with DNA, and really when they're teaching the things that they're teaching, most of them don't realize that what they're teaching is a Judaized doctrine.
Yep. Officer.
In the form of Christianity.
Just real quick, I was, we be on Twitter, Instagram, so on and so forth, sharing the truth. They got Amalek on there. They swear up and down by some DNA.
Right.
Going back and forth, this one dude, his only response, DNA. I'm like, what the hell?
Everything DNA.
Everything DNA.
Think about it, though. Of course, they could swear by something they can manipulate.
Right.
You can't manipulate
They created
these curses.
it.
Right.
Nah,
you can't manipulate the curses in this
Right.
Bible. You don't want to go book for book. You don't want to deal with it.
But DNA is 99.5%.
Right.
I said, oh, God.
Right.
Hey, last night on Biblical Smoke, if y'all go and want to listen back to the one from last night, you had Amalek that came on last night who swore that the Bible is not a historical record of the Jewish people. He said, we can't tell you our lineage based on the Bible. The Bible is not a history book. Amalekite said the Bible is not a history book.
Dang.
Wow.
You know what he told me, officer? He said, that's how I know you're not a Jew, because you're using the Bible.
Right.
I said, where do I go here?
Right, right.
Hey,
Click.
That's when you just leave it alone.
I'm done,
you just leave it alone.
It's not a history book because it dictates their future.
Right, 100%.
yeah.
100%.
And it's not a bright one.
Yeah. Let's finish reading that. This is reminiscent.
This is reminiscent of the pronouncements of another academic, John Ralph Willis, who recently declared, drawing on the work of Sanders, that although the idea of blackness as curse had its genesis in the Old Testament, its forcing bed was the Babylonian Talmud.
You see that? So the forcing bed of this ideology comes out of the Talmud.
Wow.
It's not even a Christian doctrine.
Right.
It comes out of the Talmud in 3rd century. So it's not even a Christian doctrine. Finish reading.
Much of the accumulating wisdom of scholarship today seems to agree.
So much of the accumulating wisdom of today seems to agree with 3rd century Talmudic ideology about who the blacks are.
Right.
Not the Bible. They not going based on the Bible. Keep reading.
And mind you, the Christian church, they teach that.
Yes.
They teach that the black people are not the Jews. They teach that they Cush.
Yes, they teach that we're cushy. Right. Go ahead. Much of the accumulating
accumulated wisdom of scholarship today seems to agree. Rabbinic Judaism has its own special mix of unflattering allusions to the color and character of dark-skinned Africans.
And unflattering allusions. So they allude to a bunch of unflattering, meaning if you read that Talmud and what they say about us, bro, you would know. Ain't no way. That's all I'm going to say. Just read some of the Talmud and what it's. You can Google search it. Anybody watching, you can Google and see what the Talmud says about so-called black people. Just do it. See what the Talmud says about Jesus Christ. They say that he's in hell, burning in a sea of his own excrement, right? Is that what it's? Something like that? You can, hey, look, y'all, we are in the information age. You can Google these things. These are not the people of the book.
Right.
Go ahead.
It associates darkness of hue with sin, slavery, and savagery.
Wait a minute. I heard this earlier this year. Cheap, dirty, filthy, ungodly black skin.
Damn. Christian, yes, sir.
Damn. Now we know where he got his ideology from.
What was it? Gino.
Gino.
My bad. Yeah.
Uncle Gino.
Yeah.
Uncle Gino.
Go ahead.
Damn. It associates darkness of hue with sin, slavery, and savagery. And it is where one finds a growth of Jewish lore demeaning the Negro.
Demeaning the Negro. Go ahead.
Sausage. That's what they call the brother.
Sausage.
Yeah. In its depth of anti-blackness.
Of anti-what?
Anti-blackness.
Because it is anti-Semitic in itself.
Right.
This is them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Rabbinic Judaism suggests how repugnant blacks were to the chosen people and how the Jews viewed blacks as the people devoid of ultimate worth and redeeming social human value.
So let's pause right there because I got to touch on something. They say how repugnant we are to the true chosen. They're saying they're the chosen people, that we are repugnant to them. That Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. Let's touch that first. And I want y'all to go from this. We're going to come back to this, but I want y'all to pull that up about the Matrix. Pull that up about the Matrix. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, I think is verse number 14. Is it 14?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 15.
Yeah, start at 14.
Verse 14. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold.
This is them and their words against us marked in the Bible. We are even grievous for them to behold. So for those of you that would believe that the Apocrypha is not a real book, it's telling you exactly what they've said against us. It was prophesied. Finish reading that.
He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion.
Our ways are of another fashion. Why? Because the Bible says that God gave us all the ways of knowledge. That we have the ways of understanding. That it was given to us. So absolutely, If we walk in the commandments, we look like a whole different person to the entire world.
Peculiar people.
Peculiar people. That's what God said. We look different. So now I want to touch on this because they said that we are a people devoid of ultimate worth and redeeming social human value, right? This sister here is the sister who created the series The Matrix. Yes, for those that did not know, The Matrix was created by a so-called black woman.
That's right.
Yep.
It was created, I say it again, by a so-called black woman named Sophia Stewart. Let's see what happened. Let's see if we're that. Yeah, I don't. What was that? A half bomb?
It was a dud.
That was a dud bomb. Huh?
Dang.
Right. All right. Let's read this. Let's see what happens.
Sophia Stewart exposes Hollywood elites for stealing her creative works.
For doing what?
Stealing her creative works.
So Sophia Stewart is going to expose some thieves. Let's read.
Sophia Stewart is an author based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Not too long ago, we interviewed her. During our memorial conversation.
No. Hold on, T.
I got you. I'll go down. So
Yeah, you got it?
I got you.
All right.
During our memorable conversation, she exposed Hollywood elites for stealing The Matrix and the Terminator movies.
Wow. I know about The Matrix. I didn't know they stole Terminator.
Wow.
She wrote all of the Terminator, the trilogies, and she wrote The Matrix.
And they dealing with similar topics.
In an interview with the sister, I doubt we're gonna get to play the interview with the sister.
Now we're not gonna play the interview.
Yes,
we're
sir.
gonna read it though.
But what she said is she said they did not get the concept, so they just broke the two movies
They
together.
just broke it. Yes.
So she was like, basically the knowledge and wisdom that the Most High gives unto us, even when we in captivity, the other nations, they looking at it, they like, what the hell is she talking about? Just break this part apart, break this apart.
Right.
We're going to make money off of it.
So you saying that those two great franchise movies was supposed to be one
movie?
Supposed to be one movie.
My mind is blown.
One movie.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Terminator meets the Matrix.
Yeah, one movie. All right, go ahead and read Zangba.
She exposed Hollywood elites for stealing The Matrix and the Terminator movies, straight out of her book entitled The Third Eye.
All right, now let's jump down to the interview. Go ahead down to the interview. Yep, let's start right there, under the picture.
How do you pronounce your name? She asked politely. After giving her the Grebo pronunciation of my name, she mastered saying it in 3 tries. I read your bio, she continued. At that moment, our conversation struck me with a strong deja vu feeling. It felt as if I was Neo talking to the Oracle. What I thought would be a routine interview shaped itself into a surreal moment that I will never forget.
All right, jump down under that picture. Under that picture. Under. There we go.
Sophia Stewart. Matrix and Terminator are black artworks.
So both of those movies were created as black artwork, is what I wrote this as black artwork. Go ahead.
Wow. Matrix and Terminator are black artwork. In white artwork, we, blacks, are in lower positions. We are not in a position of leadership or in a position of upward mobility of who we are and our standings. And I pause real quick. We just read about how this has come to be.
Yes.
Because of the counselor of what's my man's Rothschild.
Yes.
The so-called priest or judge or whatever his damn title was.
The Education Board, General Education Board, that was set up in 1901. And they said, we do not want to take authors and poets and writers and musicians. We don't want that. We don't need lawyers and doctors. We've got enough of them.
Wow. Says, but Matrix is a black leadership role, and it puts people of color in a great position. And the white guys are the bad guys. It's black artwork and black ownership.
It was a picture of the kingdom of heaven.
Wow. Right. Of course they stole it because she said that the black guys are in power and the white guys are the bad people. They ain't never going to let that happen.
Never.
But you know what, though, Officer Yakub? Somebody need to send this article to Ryan Coogler. Right. You know, he's the director of Black Panther.
Yeah.
Get Daniel Kaluuya, get Michael B. Jordan, make this damn Matrix Terminator movie the way the sister wanted it to be. Get this movie out, man.
Hey, that's an excellent idea.
Yeah,
Damn.
man.
That
Make
would
this
be
thing the
heavy.
right way. Right.
Yeah, that would be heavy. Make Neo black and everybody in it. Yeah,
Right.
Absolutely. All right, so now let's jump down. Growing up,
who were some of your influences?
so now we're getting into the interview. Here's the questions, right? Let's let her tell us how this movie was supposed to move. Go ahead.
This is Sophia Stewart. Malcolm X influenced me.
Who?
Malcolm X influenced me.
She was influenced by a radical black man who
Didn't they
said
call
that
him-
black is.
Didn't they call him anti-Semitic?
Yeah, right.
Dang, so he was actually influencing other black people.
Right.
Wow.
She was standing on the influence that she saw of Malcolm X.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I didn't know too much about Martin Luther King Jr., but when I was a little girl, I read about Malcolm in his memoir, The Autobiography of Malcolm X, as told to Alex Haley. Also, I read Roots, The Saga of an American Family by Alex Haley, and that became my theme.
So the theme of her movie was Roots and Malcolm X.
Revolutionary.
Wow.
Revolutionary. Back dealing with bloodline.
Right.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Incoming call.
Oh, we got an incoming call? All right. Hey, caller. What's your name? Question or comment? Hey, shalom, caller. What's your name? Question or comment? Hey, we can't hear him out here, y'all. Well, I can hear a very faint sound, so I know it's somebody on there.
Hey, brother, hit us with that. I've been looking for you, Neo.
Yeah, right. Can we turn the brother up so I can hear him?
We can hear you up in the AV room, but
Yeah, I can hear you in the AV room, but I can't hear you out here.
maybe y'all brother just gotta open the door up and let the sound come on out here.
Yeah. Just open the door and let us listen, bro. Hold on just a second, brother. Hold on just a second, please.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead.
Because now it's shaking up the world. And I pray for y'all every day to keep it going, man. God bless, and I'll ask y'all to continue to push because the wicked has no other option but to flee.
That's right, Samuel. Hey, Brother Samuel, we certainly appreciate that, man. 100% you calling in, man, with the words of exhortation. And Lord willing, life lasts. We in this fight till this thing is over. It's a fixed fight, Samuel. We can't lose. It's a fixed fight. We ain't got no reason to turn back. You understand?
Right.
Shalom!
That's right. Hey, Samuel. Hey, real quick, Samuel. What city you in?
I'm in Georgia.
You in Georgia? Hey, in Atlanta, man, we got an excellent school, bro. We got an excellent school, man. We in Atlanta and we in a couple other places, man. Look there in the state of Georgia. If you don't go to the school, hey, man, go link up with the brothers and get in this fight with us, man. That's what we need, bro.
That's right.
And I will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll be connecting with them.
Yes, sir. All praises to the Most High, man. Appreciate you calling in.
That's right.
Thank y'all.
Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, let's go back, y'all. All praises to the Most High, man. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This brother say, man, hey, y'all keep doing what y'all doing.
Yeah.
He ain't even in the body, but the brother understand the spirit of the whole thing. He see it happening.
Right.
All praise to the Most High. Let's finish this. My brother and sister.
My brother and sister were always talking about the Black Panthers.
Her siblings, her older brothers and sisters, she was reading Malcolm X. She reading by Alex Haley. Her brothers and sisters is talking about the Black Panther. This is a revolutionary woman.
It's a revolutionary family.
Right. This is a revolutionary family.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I grew up with Black pride. Back then, it was all about empowerment for the black man and for people of color to be empowered. That was a great thing for us. But now there's no pride, no unity, no desire for knowledge, culture, and history like back then.
Damn.
Hey, real quick, peep how she said.
Yeah.
You already know where I'm going. Peep how she said it was about the black man
That's
being
right.
empowered.
Yeah.
This is a woman talking.
Yeah.
So sisters, take notes. Because this is an example of a woman supporting her man.
Right.
We came over here in slavery together. Guess what? We getting delivered together.
That's
so
right.
sisters, support your black man being empowered.
That's right.
Because she understand if the black man is empowered, the whole nation is empowered.
That's right. That's right.
You understand?
Let's read this next question. Let's go with it.
Where you at?
What's the greatest?
Where y'all at?
Yep, below that picture, y'all. Come
below.
on. Stick with us.
What's the greatest obstacle you had to overcome?
Uh-huh.
Proving that Warner Brothers, James Cameron, and the Wachowski brothers stole graphics, characters, special effects, and plots and themes from my book, The Third Eye, to create the Terminator and the Matrix movies.
So her book was called The Third Eye. And these Wachowski brothers, so Warner Brothers was started by Amalek. James Cameron, Amalek. I'm pretty certain that we can look it up. But the Wachowski brothers are definitely Amalekites, right? And in fact, I won't even go too deep into it, but let's just say the Wachowski brothers are now the Wachowski sisters. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
What?
We can pull it up. I got the evidence. What? I got the evidence. Hey, the hell with. Hey, pull it up. Pull it up. Yeah, because I ain't gonna say nothing that I ain't gonna show. Pull it up.
Say it again. You lost me somewhere.
The Wachowski brothers are now the Wachowski sisters.
Wow. What the?
Go up to the top, y'all. Go up to the top. Go up to the top. Just pull the one that say was Wachowski siblings. You see it up there? Here, let me forward it to the bottom. Let's see. So they won't say they accusers. No, we gonna show it.
What in the
This
hell?
is not hidden news.
Weren't they the apparition twins?
Exchange.
Huh?
Weren't they the apparition twins in like the second, the ones that was going through the cars and stuff?
No, you talking about that? You think that was them with the? They was the. I don't know.
I don't know. This right here is one of the Wachowski brothers.
What in the hell?
This is a Wachowski brother. These are the ones who stole this from our sister.
Hey, his lawyer came and said, "Hey, the only way that you're gonna be able to get over this, man, just change your sex. Just turn it over."
Man,
he said, maybe the press will stop messing with you there.
Look, they stole it from a woman, then they became women. What the hell is this, man? They stole it from a woman who is a Jew by right. And they Jewish and became women so that they could steal the whole idea, bro.
Stole her movie and her gender.
Not only do they steal grapes, they steal the vine, they steal the root, they steal the soil.
Right.
Right. This is them.
Chop off the berries.
Chop off the berries. Read that.
Jewish Polish co-director of the Matrix film.
Co-director of who?
The Matrix.
This is one of the thieves. Read.
Films Lana Wachowski.
Lana Wachowski. Go ahead.
Who came out as transgender earlier this year, says she almost committed suicide as a young adult because of her identity struggles. Who gives a damn?
Hey, think about this. Why can Lana Wachowski decide that wake up one day and say, I'm a woman, and be referred to as she, and we can't call ourselves the Jews?
Bring it
Come on now.
Great
Where
question.
the bomb at? Where the bomb? That's a bomb moment.
Come on now.
Yeah, y'all back there having personal discussions.
Man.
But understand, now remember back to what we were reading in that historical piece, right? Remember it said that during that time, let me go back to it. Because I want to go back to the story with the Matrix. Go back to the story with the Matrix. Remember, in that time, what did they say about us again? That there was that basically that we did nothing. They said that blacks are people devoid of ultimate worth and redeeming social human value. Yet these movies that they stole from her, just this one movie, The Matrix, grossed $467.2 million around the world. Just at that time, and that's $467.2 million, but they said we ain't worth nothing, that we are devoid of any social human value.
Right. It also made Keanu Reeves a star.
Yeah,
because his stardom is known from Matrix and John Wick.
Right. So that's how much they lie against us. That we have no value, that we are devoid of ultimate worth, yet you gonna make $500 million off of a movie that one of our sisters wrote
And you stole.
That you stole and broke it down because it was so deep that you couldn't even keep the whole thing together. It confused you.
Right. You know what that remind me of? You remember in the Five Heartbeats when the Four Horsemen came along?
Yeah.
This song is not for you.
Yeah, right.
But bring in the Four Horsemen.
Right. All right, let's go. Let's finish reading this. The dilemma began.
This dilemma began in 1981 when I submitted my source work to 20th Century Fox. And again in 1986 when I answered a magazine advertisement for a science fiction script that the Wachowski brothers were going to make into a comic book.
So they were soliciting people's scripts to come in so that they could create a comic book out of it. Why? Who remembers the class that Deacon did about the UFOs? IFO, not UFO.
Yeah.
Remember how he broke down how Stan Lee and them took all of those in those comic books, but they were really speaking about us.
Yeah.
Right. That's who they were speaking about. Right. So this is the same thing that they're doing. They taking visions from our people, our wisdom and understanding, and flipping it into comic books to fit their narrative and make money off of it, and then tell us that we are devoid of any human worth.
Yeah. Even in college, majority of the professors are Edomites.
Right.
They take their students' ideas
and
use them for themselves.
Right.
But haven't we seen this before? Like Famous Amos, KFC.
Yep.
I mean, this is like our story. This is like our reoccurring history. It's like the Groundhog Day. Keep coming back.
Right.
Damn thievery.
Yeah.
All right. Finish reading that, and then we're going to jump off.
But years later, my vision hit the movie screens on March 31st, 1999.
So they waited 13 years to do this, thinking that she would forget.
They thought she was going to forget, right?
Right. Go ahead.
In the form of The Matrix. In fact, the Wachowski brothers used a verbatim quote from my book to introduce the film, which was later removed after I initiated an FBI investigation into the criminal copyright infringement of my work.
That also lets you know that the FBI working with them.
Right.
For them. Yeah.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
They let them know, hey, you know, she came up here and said this and the third. Hey, y'all better remove that.
Right. Now, if anybody wants to see this article, you can go and pull the article up, read it for yourself. In the end, she did get major money. They had to pay her out a whole bunch of money, but also she reveals in here that the two movies again, that the whole thing was all one movie, but that this blew my mind, that the Terminator portion was the precursor to the Matrix.
Right.
So the Terminator happened, and him coming back in time. Then you move forward and go into the Matrix when everything was supposed to come around to full fruition, which was Neo becoming a god on Earth and being able,
Fight the machine.
Right. So it started with the Terminator and us fighting against them, just us against the machine, and it turned into us turning into a god conquering the Earth.
Right. Hey, I'm telling you, man, Ryan Coogler,
man,
Jordan Peele. Come on now, y'all got to put this thing together, man.
Right. Hey, what was you gonna say, officer?
You know, right before a movie is played, they have like a warning. It's like the old movies used to play, they had a warning sign, and it says something about copyright.
Right.
So you know how back in the day, you used to bootleg the movies.
Right.
If you got caught doing that, you can go to prison.
A lot of people did.
Did they go to jail?
No.
All the attorneys are Amalek, man. Come on now.
They changed their gender.
They changed their gender.
That was their punishment.
Yeah.
That was their punishment.
Yeah. They changed their gender, and now the Amalekites, many of them are saying, oh, yeah, they're not one of us. Nah, come on, bro. They one of y'all. All right, so let's go back out, y'all. Let's go back to where we were with that history. Let's go back to where we were with that history. There's another piece I wanted to touch, man. I'm praying we get to it. All right. So now let's go back to that third paragraph. This attack
on rabbinic Judaism has spread beyond the university campus. Black biblical interpreters, theologians, and religious leaders drawing on Jordan, Graves, Patay, and others repeat the accusation.
So they're telling you that Christians Christian pastors engulfed in Christianity draw from the exact same conclusions. So these three people that they named, Jordan, Graves, Patai, and others, that they were the ones who wrote this stuff, and that these Christian pastors are studying their works. So what are they standing in there preaching? We're the Gentiles. We were cursed with our black skin because of how evil, ungodly, da-da-da.
Right.
Like Gina.
Janice.
That. Yeah, I mean Gino. I mean Gino. I said Gino. My bad. Yeah, like Gino. Yeah, my bad.
I
Yeah,
got
like
the scriptures that I put your shoulders down.
That's
I pin the shoulders down.
Yeah. That's what you thinking about. That's what that reading that Talmud gonna get you thinking about.
yeah,
wrestling,
right.
thinking about
That's what he
wrestling.
getting.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
It says Charles B. Kofer writes of the Babylonian Talmud, Midrashim, and legends where the reactions are wholly anti-black.
So they saying that the whole Talmud is wholly anti-black. Why? Why wouldn't it be anti-Chinese? Why wouldn't it be anti-Japanese, anti-Arabic?
Point.
Because they know who they stole everything from.
Right.
Go ahead.
And Cain Hope Felder, whose work is generally balanced, refers to the curse of Ham, which rabbis of the early Talmudic periods used to denigrate black people.
So they use that whole curse of Ham thing to denigrate black folks. That's the whole purpose for having it there. All right, so let's go to the next one. Yep, to the top. Yep, there we go right there. Let's read that.
Rabbinic Statements Project and Anti-Black Sentiment.
So they project an anti-black sentiment, rabbinic statements. So that means the things that come out of rabbis' mouths when it comes to us is all anti-black sentiment. They don't have nothing good to say about us. Remember that rabbi recently, they called us monkeys. That's what they do all day long, but nobody's saying nothing about it. Go ahead.
The charge of rabbinic racism rests upon a total of 5 statements.
The charge of what?
Rabbinic racism.
These are our damn accusers. They turn around and make it like anti-Semitism is at an all-time high. These guys marching through the streets screaming, "We're the real Jews," is really a bad thing to happen. How the hell y'all gonna say it's a bad thing? We didn't fight nobody.
Right.
We didn't break in no stores and cause no harm and no hurt to nobody. We taught the Bible. Y'all were coming down. Y'all lined 7 or 8 people up on the sideline of one of Kyrie's games with the, what did it say on their shirts?
Oppose anti-Semitism or something.
Yeah, opposed to
like
anti-Semitism or something. Y'all sat them over there so that man would only score like 10 or 15 points in that game, and then y'all say that we're the ones causing problems?
Right.
We ain't sent nobody to sit in y'all synagogues.
Right.
We ain't sent nobody to sit outside of y'all synagogues to preach against y'all walking out and to cause trouble for y'all. We haven't gone down and asked to write no laws against y'all and do nothing. We ain't did that.
Right.
So how the hell is it that y'all are accusing us of being the evil ones when y'all are doing everything that you can every day to accuse us of being the bad guy?
Right.
This is getting torn down.
Yep.
Read.
The charge of rabbinic racism rests upon a total of 5 statements. 2 of these occur in the earlier Talmudic Midrashic corpus. The others are in later medieval sources and views dark skin as a curse of God. The first, Talmud Sanhedrin 108b, records the following folktale told by a 3rd century CE rabbi. God prohibits Noah and all the creatures in the ark from engaging in sex during the flood. I have decided to destroy my world and you would create life. 3 creatures transgressed, the dog, the raven, and Ham, son of Noah, and were punished. Ham's punishment was that he became black.
Where is this in the Bible? Where is this in the Torah?
Well, they making things up.
Right. It's what they call it oral law.
Right.
Right.
Hey, that's why they said what you was talking about. Oh, you can't use the Bible as a source so they can push this bull crap. Because if you don't use the Bible, you wouldn't know that ain't had nothing to do with the scriptures. You just, I guess Ham just was having sex. You just go follow along with it.
Not narrow thing. Hey, give me Matthew 15:3. Matthew 15, because Christ himself was putting the foot on the neck. Now, he was going off on the Pharisees, but remember the Pharisees were living up to the support and the praise of who?
Romans.
Of the Romans and the damn Greeks. That's who they was going after. Right. So they were doing some Jewish crap way back then because the Talmud came out of Babylon, right? Go ahead, read that.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
But he answered and said unto
Talk
them.
directly into the top.
But
bro.
he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition?
So he's explaining that they, at this time, were breaking the commandments of God, of Torah, in order to go with their oral tradition that they were bringing in from the Talmud. That's what's happening right here. So every time you hear Christ rebuking them about their tradition of men, he's talking about Talmudic teachings that the Pharisees and them were preaching at that time. That's what's going on. So this is the same thing we're looking at today. The same thing, to keep power and fame across the earth. All right, let's go back to this.
It says, a procreative punishment for a procreative sin. The second story in an elaboration of the biblical narrative in Genesis 9. Man, yep.
So check this out. This is how you know these people are hypocritical. They saying that the black skin, our black skin is a curse, right? But didn't they just recently say that we are the Jews? Wait a minute. It don't make sense. It don't make sense for you to say that we cursed, our black skin is cursed, and then you turn around and say and try to validate and say that we are the Jews. Right. Hell, we know we the Jews.
Right. That's right.
It's damage control now.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Damn liars.
All right. So let's go out of this. For some reason, that link, the anti-white matrix trilogy, is broken. It's not working. So let's go to the next one because I want to show you. What was you gonna say?
Just that last part. Look at that last verse.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead and read the rest of it. Go ahead.
Just that last little bit. Therefore, may your progeny be black and ugly.
Black and ugly. Gina Jennings said the same. That guy. Why I keep saying Gina, bro?
Gino
Jennings said the same damn thing.
Hey, do we got the Bible dictionary up here somewhere?
Nah, man, no. Anybody got a Bible dictionary? Nope. I ain't got it. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Which you want a ham out of?
Ham out of there.
Okay. All right. We can try to pull it up. Let's go to the next story real quick though, because I want to touch on something. Something that happened. And again, we talking about the accusers being cast down, right? Let's go to where it says Tony Martin. Let's go to where it says Tony Martin. Watch this.
Tony Martin, the Jewish onslaught, dispatches from the Wellesley battlefront.
So Tony Martin was a professor at Wesley College, right? And because of a class that he was teaching and some things that he said, they tried to cancel him way back when. So we're going to read about some of this. It was funny because Bishop Yawasop brought this out. So I had the information at hand already. So when he brought it out, I was like, yeah, we're going to use that on the show. Because he just mentioned it. But we're gonna see what it's about. Go ahead.
That's where we at?
Yep.
Zoom in.
And this is from a writing from Tony Martin. It was copyrighted in 1993.
So this Martin Tony, 1942, the Jewish onslaught, dispatches from the Wellesley battlefront, Tony Martin. 1, Afro-Americans, relations with Jews. 2, secret relationship between blacks and Jews.
So these are books that he's written, right? All right, let's go to the next page, the introduction. Let's see what he's saying in this book because he's going to tell us what happened. He's going to set the framework. Go ahead.
In January 1993, I was minding my own business and teaching my Wellesley College survey course on African American history when a funny thing happened. The long arm of Jewish intolerance reached into my classroom.
So the long arm of Jewish intolerance reached into his classroom as a college professor. Go ahead.
Unknown to me, 3 student officers of the Jewish Hillel organization, Campus B'nai B'rith stablemates of the Anti-Defamation League, sat in on my class and remained for a single period only. Their purpose was to monitor my presentation. As one of them explained in a campus meeting later, Jewish students had noticed the secret relationship between blacks and Jews among my offerings in the school bookstore. The book documents the considerable Jewish involvement in the transatlantic African slave trade, the dissemination of which knowledge they, as Jews, considered an anti-Semitic and most hateful act.
How the hell could they call this book, who shows proof of their records, of their hands in the transatlantic slave trade, but because he's putting it out there and teaching it in his African American studies class, hateful? This is an accusation they bringing against this man, that he's being hateful because he's teaching this book in a class to quote unquote African Americans.
They say that the scriptures, it grieves the enemy when we teach our kids.
Grieve the enemies when we teach them. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
1 hour and 10 minutes undercover convinced these 3 young Jews that I was teaching this book as a legitimate historical work.
So they said it's not legitimate. That's what they always like to say. Yeah, that's not really real. See, that's fake news. That's, what's the word they like to use? Conjecture is a word, but
tropes.
Tropes is another word they use in the media. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead though. Go ahead.
They seem to think that it belonged rather in the realm of hate literature.
But the Talmud ain't hate literature.
Wow. Black and ugly. That's not hate.
It said hate literature.
Yes.
Don't that sound familiar?
Yes.
Because when we say it on the streets, they say it's hate speech.
Hate speech.
Wow.
Right.
So anything that you say in any type of criticism against their people is hate something.
It's hate speech.
That they wrote down.
Right.
Yeah. Hey,
Right.
can I get a scripture?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me get Romans 9:13.
And remember, this is 30 years ago. This is 1993. So 29 years ago this happened.
The book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 13.
Just like they say the Talmud is black hate, right?
Yeah.
So it's anti-black, right?
Yeah.
So our Bible is actually anti-Esau.
That's right.
Watch this.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
Jacob, you are the 12 tribes of Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans.
That's right.
Read.
But Esau have I hated.
So that's hate speech right there.
That's
okay?
right.
You want the real
That's
hate
right.
speech?
Yeah.
The Bible, keep reading it. It castigates you. It draws a line in the sand.
Talk directly in the front, bro.
It draws a line in the sand with you, Esau.
Right.
This is not your book, and it talks directly against you. This is
That's
anti-Esau.
That's
That's why they don't deal with the Bible, because they know it's anti-Esau.
Yeah.
Right.
Now check this out, because they shoot the Bible down, like you say, right? But they do know the Tanakh. They don't accept the New Testament at all.
Right.
Let's go to the book of Malachi. That's in the Tanakh.
Because it was written, right?
It was written. Let's go to the book of Malachi. I like that. That was powerful. We got a call coming in. Hey, Shalom caller. What's your name, question, or comment? AV? They hung up? Okay, all right, all praises. Malachi chapter 1, start verse 1 and 2. Just start at 1 through 3.
This is the book of Malachi. Chapter 1 and verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob.
Yet I loved Jacob. Read.
And I hated Esau.
Say what?
And I hated Esau.
And I hated Esau. This is in the Tanakh, so they reading this.
Right.
And they hated Esau. Jump down to verse 4, and let's see in this first line of verse 4 who Esau is.
Verse 4. Whereas Edom saith.
Whereas who?
Edom saith.
Whereas Edom saith. Go to the middle of that, and they shall.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness. And the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
God said he not only hated you back then, but he hates you now.
Give me Malachi 3. Malachi 3 and verse 6.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and verse 6.
Just want the top part.
For I am the Lord, I change not.
That's the Lord. The Lord said he don't change.
Yeah.
Boom.
So if he hates you then, he hates you now.
He hates you now.
Hey, you know how we run into you'll have a brother come up to the camp and we can just tell like, oh, this brother been cut up before, man. This brother acting crazy. This is how Esau is spiritually. They know the Most High hate them.
Yeah, they
so
know
every
it.
time anybody even say anything that they don't like or that grieves them, they like, oh, hate speech, hate speech, hate speech.
Right.
Damn near every prophet had a problem with Esau.
Yeah, right. All right, so let's go back to this.
It says, there appears to have been some prior collusion between Hillel students and their adult counterparts.
So what does that mean, prior collusion? That means they spoke about what the action was to take, go in his room, see what he's teaching, take down notes, and then come back and let us know so that we can deal with it.
Trap him in his words.
Trap him in his words. Go ahead.
The Anti-Defamation League for Hillel almost immediately began passing out ADL materials targeting the book.
You see that?
Wow.
The same thing we just saw with Kyrie Irving. The same thing we just saw with Ye. Immediately, they start putting out commercials and all types of stuff to speak against it. All of a sudden, I know they do it yearly, but all of a sudden, you got thousands of these bastards from Ashdod. I'm going to say it like the Bible say. You got these bastards from Ashdod all of a sudden by the thousands in New York planning to go over there and mess with our brother, man.
But you see how the ADL always get involved?
Yes.
Bishop brought out about them. They got their start in 1913 by defending a guy named Frank on some murder charge in a pencil factory. They tried to hide it, sweep it under the rug.
But you know what he did?
He murdered somebody.
Frank.
Right? A sister, right?
A 13-year-old girl.
Right.
He was a pedophile.
Right.
And then try to blame it on the black man.
Right.
Yeah, initially tried to blame it on black.
Yeah, he was a pedophile, and they
that's how they got their start.
Mollywop. That's all I'm gonna say.
And they're so quick, just how the brother was saying here, like they immediately began passing out ADL materials targeting the book. Esau, Amalek is so quick that even right after we were out there passing out the information, one of the questions to Kyrie was they're passing out anti-Semitic literature.
Right.
If Kyrie just would have hit him with that, so what did it say in there? I guarantee you they wouldn't know what was up in there.
Right.
If they got the message, just say it's anti-Semitic material.
Right. Hey, finish this last out because we only got 4 minutes, man. So we're not gonna finish this. But next week, though, we got some stuff a-brewing.
All right.
We got some stuff a-brewing. Go ahead.
These included, inevitably, an ADL reprint of Black Demagogues and Pseudo-Scholars by Harvard's University Henry Louis Gates Jr.
Negro.
Dang, they use another Negro.
A Negro writing books to show that black folks ain't.
Wow.
Yes. Go ahead.
African Americans' most notorious Judeophile.
That's so he called them African Americans' most notorious Judeophile.
That's a new word for me.
Right.
What's his name? Charleston White.
Yeah, right. Charles.
Hey, Charles Barkley.
Right.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Damn.
Go ahead.
In the weeks and months to come, Gates would be quoted in nearly every attack on my use of the book as...
We'll end it right there. We'll come back. We'll finish this next week. So what they did is they took the stuff that he wrote, and then every time they put something out, they had a quote from him on there saying, see, even he says, why? Because the scripture said that our shepherds pity us not.
Right.
He's supposed to be one of our leaders and has no pity. And they using the words that he said against us.
Wow.
Right.
Gina.
Yeah, there it is. Damn, Gina.
Hey, this should be a lesson to our people to stick together.
Right.
Because you see what the Jewish people do. When they stick together, they got power to shoot down a college professor.
Right.
If we supported one another, we would have that backing and that power behind us.
That's right. Hey, so look, we appreciate everybody tuning in to watch us. You could have been doing anything else, but the truth is Tuesday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, you should be tuning in the Scripts live. That's what you ought to be doing. Wait.
I thought that was a reload.
Hey, I thought that was
All right, you should be tuning in the Scripts.
Reloaded.
I like that. Hey, subscribe and follow IUIC Dallas at Instagram at Dallas IUIC, Facebook at IUIC Dallas, TikTok at IUIC Dallas, YouTube at IUIC Dallas. Subscribe, and if you want to send funds to help keep this movement going, send those funds to IUIC.Dallas@IsraelUnite.org. Also, to keep the profits going around the world, bringing it out, donate your funds to the Booster Club, and that's at IUIC.fundraising@IsraelUnite.org. Hey, until next week, Lord willing, life lasts. Shalom.
Shalom.
Work from coast to coast, sea to sea. We the front runners that's speaking with no pride. Just open up your eyes, you can see we worldwide. We teaching God's laws with the faith in Jesus Christ. That's the secret sauce you can't purchase with a price.